It's easy to ignore financial milestones because no matter how much success you have, it will always feel like you could be doing better. I'll wait until I'm debt-free, or I'll wait until I'm a millionaire to celebrate my progress. Setting the bar high for yourself does have its benefits, but the reality is that finding success with money is a result of making many small achievements over time. You must take note of these and celebrate the small successes along the way. This helps you keep track of your progress. Take a look at these financial milestones so you can identify them and be proud of yourself when you achieve them. You might have already achieved these financial milestones without even realizing it. My name is Chris, and I help teach people about money, personal finance, and investing. If you want to become financially free and not have to worry about money, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video if you find it helpful. Fully funding an emergency fund. Saving up enough money to cover an emergency is a huge accomplishment. Having cash savings isn't the most exciting achievement, but it's critically important because it's not a matter of if an emergency expense will arise, it's a matter of when. Having money saved up means you can handle these issues when they present themselves without causing a catastrophic domino effect. Failing to have a sufficient emergency fund is actually one of the biggest mistakes people make. Anyone who plans on making great financial progress must address this. Reaching the milestone of 3 to 6 months of expenses in cash in a savings account is an excellent milestone, even if it doesn't seem like it. Earning passive income. Beginning to earn passive income from investments means a new door presenting endless opportunities is open for you. Your money is now working for you, meaning you're generating income in other ways than just working. Theoretically, you're now earning money while you sleep. It doesn't have to be a lot at first, and it usually starts out laughably small at the beginning. But if you understand how compound interest and investing works, you'll know how powerful the small amount of interest can be. To give you an idea of the power of compound interest, a penny that doubles every day for 30 days grows to an incredible $5.4 million. As you begin to see the money working for you and growing on its own, you're going to be thrilled with the process, and you're going to want to keep adding to it so it will increase in size even faster. Buying a home. The primary benefit of becoming a homeowner is that your housing costs are now relatively fixed. Assuming the overall cost of owning a home is comparable to the cost of renting, this is an amazing milestone. Homeownership certainly comes with its downsides, and it can be expensive, so it's not a great fit for everyone, but when you're no longer a renter, you no longer have to worry about rent increases year after year. The costs of homeownership are going to rise each year, but the price you paid for the home is never going to change. Divide the cost of homeownership into two general categories. One half is your mortgage payment, which will never change with a fixed rate. The other half consists of variable expenses like taxes, insurance, utilities, maintenance, and so on. In short, homeownership is like a half-fixed expense. To this point, we haven't even considered the icing on the cake, which includes the fact that your mortgage balance is reduced each month and the home is likely to increase in value. Paying cash for a car. Paying cash for a quality car is a huge milestone in more ways than one. First, you've resisted the temptations of buying a brand new car or financing one beyond what you can afford, which is more than can be said for most. Second, you now own the car outright, so you have zero monthly car payment, ultimately freeing up your budget. You'll still need to save for its eventual replacement, but it will be much less costly than the alternative because you won't be throwing thousands away on depreciation and interest. The idea of buying a brand new car is glorified to say the least when you consider most buyers are up to their eyeballs in car payments. Owning a new car can be tied to reduced maintenance costs, but the added cost of financing, depreciation, taxes, and insurance usually add up to much more than one would spend maintaining a reliable used vehicle. Having a good credit score. Upping your credit score and reaching a respectable number is a huge milestone that's pretty easy and inexpensive to do. You might be thinking, why would I care about my credit? That just means I'll be able to borrow more money. While that's true, what having a good score really does for you is gives you more opportunities. Suddenly, you're a better borrower in the bank's eyes, and you have access to lower cost debt. This means you have more opportunities to utilize so-called good debt that will help you become wealthy. It's not a prerequisite to financial well-being, but it's another tool in the shed. You now have a better chance of buying a home if you haven't already, and your payment and interest rate will be more affordable. You'll have an easier time financing investment property if that's something you're considering. You might choose to borrow money for things you might otherwise pay cash for and invest the lump sum instead. You can do this easily and with little to no cost to you, primarily by making your payments on time. Earning more than you're spending. While this might sound like common sense to spend less than you earn, the reality is that many people can't seem to keep their level of spending below what they're earning. It sounds ridiculous, but they succumb to easy credit, instant gratification, and buying things they don't even need, and before they know it, they're in a bind. Being able to limit your expenses to less than you bring in, more often than not, means you can resist the urge to buy every shiny object before your eyes. This alone is excellent because you have control of the situations and aren't easily persuaded. It also means you're able to find ways to save money and cut out waste in your budget, which again is easier said than done. This is a simple milestone, but it means your future is looking bright. Diversifying income. Even if most of your income comes from your main job or 9 to 5 like most people, you're probably going to receive more satisfaction when you earn your first dollar from a diversified income stream. Starting a side hustle and earning money, even if it's just a little bit, is a huge milestone. Not only are you spreading your eggs out instead of relying entirely on your boss to sign your paycheck, it means you're exploring other avenues of making money. Even if these small side businesses don't rake in a huge amount of money, their potential is usually much higher than your 9 to 5. Depending on your side business, it could have the ability to scale, meaning the earnings potential is basically unlimited. Compare that to your main job and you'll understand how beginning to diversify your income is a huge milestone. Achieving a $10,000 net worth. There's no doubt that celebrating $1 million net worth is more exciting than reaching a $10,000 net worth, but that's going to take a little while for most people. In most cases, it will take decades. Regardless, achieving a net worth of $10,000 is a big milestone because it demonstrates that you're devoting effort to your finances. You're not going to be worth $10,000 or more by accident, so this is a big accomplishment worth noting. Those who borrow money for things with no collateral can easily find themselves far into the red when it comes to their net worth. Student loans, credit card debt, personal loans, and medical debt technically have no underlying value, so it's a direct hit to your net worth. Reaching $10,000 shows that you're beginning to round the corner, and things should accelerate from here. It's easy to ignore small accomplishments because they don't always seem like a big deal at the time, but you can't wait until you're a multimillionaire to celebrate your progress. Achieving big accomplishments is just a series of smaller steps and accomplishments. Besides, you'll find yourself moving the goalposts to the point where you'll never reach them if you don't make it a habit to track them beforehand. In other words, even once you become a multimillionaire, you probably won't even see it as a big deal anymore, and you won't want to celebrate until you have, say, $5 million. Keep track of these milestones so you know when you achieve them. If you ignore financial milestones entirely, it will seem like you never make any real financial progress, and this can be a problem going forward.